Okay, let's run.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
It's a quest. It's a quest for fun.
Well, The Rock says, why don't we just cut right to the chase?
Okay, now he wants to get together. Well, he wants to talk.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
It's showtime, folks!
What are you?
I'm...
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to And I Quote, the weekly show where we introduce you to content creators of all shapes and sizes that join us from any and all corners of the nerd universe. We find out more about them by taking your questions. I am your host, Ryan of Nerd Culture, and our guest on this episode is comic book inker of Silverline Comics. Please welcome Jose Fuentes. How you doing, Jose?
I'm doing well. Sorry, my screen flipped on me. It was really weird. I'm doing good.
Oh, good. Fantastic. Well, we're thankful that you're here with us. We are very grateful that you are our guest. And if you have any questions for Jose during the course of this episode of And I Quote, don't forget to leave them in the chat. Leave them in the comments. We will take them as they come in. Don't forget to like and share this episode with all of your closest friends. With that being said, Jose, when were you introduced to the world of comics? When did it start for you?
I think I was about 6 or 7, actually. My dad actually had a collection of Conan comic books, and he hid them under his bed, and I happened to find the box. And one day he came in because he didn't know where I was, and I was flipping through the books. I couldn't read them, but I was like just loving the artwork.
All right. Conan the Barbarian. Have you seen the Arnie movies? Have you seen the Schwarzenegger iteration of the character? Maybe the Jason Momoa version?
I have seen all of them. I see them pretty often. I enjoy them, and even was it Mahmoud Asar's run on Conan the King is a great run.
Oh, all right. Good stuff. What would you say are some of your favorite comic book writers or artists, past or present?
I'm a huge fan of Afua Richardson. She has done like digital covers and stuff like that for Marvel as well as DC. She also taught me how to ink digitally over AOL Instant Messenger. We sent messages back and forth to each other. She showed me how to ink.
Wow, AOL Instant Messenger. Gee willikers, that's a throwback, and it's not even Thursday yet. Well, at least depending on where or when you are watching or listening to this episode of And I Quote, I should say. But wow, that is something else, man. What would you say are some of your favorite comic book based movies or TV series, past or present?
Let's see, TV series. I actually liked was it Legends of Tomorrow? I thought Legends of Tomorrow was great. Like the whole CW run was good for like a little while, and then it kind of got a little weird for me. But Legends of Tomorrow, obviously I liked Flash, and I liked Road to Perdition. I know no one really thinks about that one. That's actually based on a comic book, and it was such a great movie.
That's a good one. Road to Perdition is certainly a good one. Underrated to a degree. And Tom Hanks as a gangster?
Right?
I mean, he's America's he's America's daddy. All of a sudden he's a bad dude doing bad things. Come on, Tom, what you doing to yourself? No, it's okay. It's called variety. That's what actors like to do, and how they play a multitude of different roles, different characters. Who knows? Maybe it's even a period piece, kind of like what Road to Perdition was. So there you go. When did you decide to start becoming a comic book inker? When did that start for you?
So I started off, I think I was in my 20s. I was with a friend, and we were trying to do something on our own, like make our own comic, our own comic, our own self-published thing. It kind of didn't pan out and didn't work out. And then I decided, you know what, I'm just not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to work and grind and take care of my family. And I basically worked to put my wife through midwifery school, because my wife is a midwife. She delivers babies. And as soon as I was done, or as soon as she was done, she said, okay, it's your turn. What do you want to do? I'm like, I'm going to work at this factory until I die. That's what I'm doing. And she's like, no, if you had your wish, what would you want to do? I was like, I'd love to go to art school to do work on comics. I love comics. I draw all the time at work on cardboard boxes. My managers even came to see me. And my general manager got him and I both in trouble during a grassroots meeting because I was drawing while we were having a grassroots meeting. He kept leaning over to look at what I was doing instead of paying attention to the meeting. So I sent my portfolio to the Kubert School, and I had my online phone call portfolio review, and I was pretty sure that I didn't get in. I even called my wife, and I was like, "It's not happening. Like, I'm just going to go back home, or I'm going to work, and it's going to be what it's going to be." And then 2 weeks later, I got my acceptance letter into school.
My goodness gracious. Well, congratulations. That's awesome. That's fantastic stuff. Going through all that to get to that point. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. What would you say are some of the rewards about being a comic book inker?
I enjoy traditionally inking, even though I do digital inking. Digital ink is just because for expediency, you can just kind of throw out the pages, but you're adding depth. Like a penciler may not add depth to their work. They just may have a line art, but you're helping to like create and like define like the foreground, middle ground, and background. And to me, that's a puzzle that I enjoy doing.
All right. Well, hey, it's better it's better for you to do that than me trying to solve what is known as a Rubik's Cube, because Lord knows I can never finish that gosh darn thing.
I learned to take the pieces off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dismantle it. Maybe like a dream within a dream within a dream, kind of like what they did in Inception.
That's right.
You could do it like Inception. I don't know, a dream within a dream within a dream. But on the flip side of the coin, though, what would you say are some of the biggest challenges about being a comic book inker?
If you don't already have connections into comic books. When I finished art school, I didn't have any prospects like waiting for me. I was, okay, I'm going to finish school, and then I guess I'll just work on a bunch of individual pieces for myself. And it wasn't, I had a friend, Peter Clinton, he went to art school with me, and he's the one that actually connected me with Silverline. So right out the gate, you have to like plan your future, kind of. You have to like plan your goals. You have to make kind of like short goals and long-term goals. And if you don't, then here's hoping you have someone to help you with an in.
All right. Totally agreed. Networking is very important in whatever industry that you're in. And you kind of mentioned it, but I'm just curious, how did you come to work for Silverline, and what has your experience been like with Silverline thus far, especially when you're working with a crazy comic book guy known as Roland Mann?
So Roland, and I say this at every convention, every time Roland and I table on and near each other, that guy knows everybody. I don't think there's a person in this industry he doesn't know or hasn't had an interaction with. But my in was my friend Peter had hit me up and asked me, "Hey, Silverline's looking for an inker. Would you like me to throw your name in?" I was like, "Yes, please." And so he did. He sent my name in, or gave it to Roland. Roland messaged me and was like, "Hey, can we send you a page for you to ink in so we can see whether or not you jive with our penciler?" And I'm like, "Sure, not a problem." And I did. And I hope they liked it because I'm still working on the book. And then, yeah, it was pretty much, and then just meeting Roland and Tommy at conventions, and I got to meet Dean Zachary, and Dean Zachary is doing covers, and Haley Martin, who is our colorist for our book, and Aaron I haven't met yet, but he's in the West Coast. Eventually, I'll make it out there. So,
my goodness, that is awesome. And what else is awesome is that you are currently listening or watching to this incredible episode known as And I Quote with Jose Fuentes, comic book inker of Silverline Comics, here on the show. Don't forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. If you have any questions for Jose, whether you're watching this live or on the replay, let us know in the comments, let us know in the live chat. We're more than happy to take them as best we can. Now, before we talk about something known as the current comic book series that you're working on, we'd like to take this opportunity to share something with you and with you who may be watching or listening, and then we'll dive into what exactly is this comic book series that Jose is putting so much time and effort in. Let's take a look at this.
Hi, and welcome to the Kickstarter. We like making comics, so I'm going to shut up talking Hey everybody, I'm Wes Loker. I am the writer, creator, letterer of the Silverline Comics series, The Obsoletes, and we're back with issue 2. Huge thanks goes out to everyone who supported our first issue when we did our crowdfunding campaign last year, and we're excited to bring you the next installment of a 4-issue sci-fi action comedy series. If you did miss the first issue, The Obsoletes is about a group of grizzled intergalactic prospectors who are accidentally thrust 20 years into the future where they're faced with a very different reality. The world they knew is unrecognizable, and their profession has changed, becoming more deadly than ever. But rather than ride off into retirement, the crew of Roughnecks sets out to prove that they're still the best in the game, even if they are a little bit obsolete. The series is full of engaging characters, plenty of sci-fi action, and a dose of humor, and a ton of heart. Now, if you did miss the original Kickstarter campaign for The Obsoletes #1, you're in luck. You can get it through this campaign as well. Myself, series artist Aaron Humphreys, inker Jose Fuentes, and colorist Haley Martin are super excited to have you. In issue 2, we ratchet things up to 11. This time around, Nox and his crew of intergalactic surveyors, who are fresh off spending 20 accidental years in hypersleep, arrive on a dangerous planet with one goal: complete an exclusive contract before Faraday and her rival group of deadly tech-savvy mercenaries. In this issue, all bets are off as both crews lie, cheat, and steal, and kill their way toward completing their objectives. Of course, complicating matters is the vicious, invasive alien species that now inhabits the target planet. I guess you could say it's just another day at the office. The Obsoletes is kind of my personal love letter to movies such as Aliens or Starship Troopers. I love sci-fi. I'm excited to present to readers a whole new exciting world, a cast of colorful characters. We're so glad you're here along for the ride with us, and we hope that you'll stay here for the remaining 2 issues of the series. Thank you for the consideration, and we can't wait to get the issue out to you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm John Drury, and welcome to my woodshop. Now, you probably didn't come here for the nickel tour. You probably came because somebody tricked you into clicking a link to find out more about Pendulum coming up from Silverline Comics. Now, I've been asked to describe the Pendulum on account of the fact I wrote and drew the thing, but it's been kind of hard to nail down. Basically, it's the story of this super smart scientist going through his midlife crisis. Not that we know anything about that. And the way he decides to deal with it is by playing chicken with death. Now, most of us would probably try to climb Mount Everest, break the land speed record, or skydive from low Earth orbit. This guy's got better ideas. He decides to take one of those clean room bunny suits, rubber boots, and a bump cap and run out and be a costume vigilante. I think we can all agree it takes some kind of mental level super genius to come up with an idea like that. So there you have it.
Make mine Silverline. Stop making faces.
Gee whiz. Seems like there's a Kickstarter coming out from Roland Mann and Company every week or every other week. Gee willikers. So, Jose, The Obsoletes, what's your experience been like working on that series, and what could we expect in part 2?
Oh, it's been pretty fun. Like, I have thoroughly enjoyed working on it, and it's a different art style than what me personally, my style is, but like the challenges of, like I said, Aaron's artwork is very, like, there's a lot of like line work in it, right? So when I add my inks, I try my best to like I said, incorporate depth into it, and it's kind of challenging, but it's fun. And just talking back and forth with Wes and with Aaron about it, oh, Aaron, what did you do here? Like, oh, this is what my intention was. Oh, okay, great. Like I can make that happen. And on top of that, with issue 2, I had the privilege to do the pencils for cover A. And then cover B, I did the inks over Rob Davis.
Well, congratulations on that. That's great. We wish you and your team over there at Silverline Comics the best of luck with this Kickstarter. Hope it gets fully funded and issue 2 goes out to the masses, as well as those who backed the Kickstarter. Do not get me wrong. I know it's backers Kickstarters. I've seen a few Kickstarters in my time. I've backed a few Kickstarters in my time. So, hey, what are you going to do? And once again, we are talking with the incredible Jose Fuentes on this episode of And I Quote. Don't forget to like and share this with everyone you know. If you have any questions for Jose, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the live chat. If you are joining us live or on the replay, we thank you so much for being here and being a part of this. We cannot do this without you. Jose, have there been any special memories for you from being at conventions or other events, whether you are there as a vendor or there as an attendee?
Yeah. I remember when, let's see, I think it's called now, was it Chicago Comic Con, right? But it used to be called Wizard World Chicago. And I remember being able to I met George Perez and Chris Claremont. And then I met them at a after party that I didn't know who was all going to be there. It was a whole new experience for me. And I actually hidden somewhere in all the stuff I own, I have a picture of George Perez kissing a friend of mine because I asked for a picture of him. He just leaned over and slapped a kiss on his cheek, and it was like the greatest picture ever. And that same convention, I got to meet Brian Polito, and I got to like ask him questions about just about like LLCs as well. Specifically, ask him about. He was doing a panel, and he's like, "Hey, come to my table and we'll talk about it." I'm like, "Awesome." So I did. He gave me at least a good 20, 30 minutes of just chatting and explaining to me like LLCs and like how to go about, turning your company into one. So that was great. And New York Comic Con, again, the first time I ever met Afua Richardson was at Tampa Bay Comic Con, and that was at least 6 years after we had already been talking, and her being just the most amazing mentor ever. And then at New York Comic Con, I actually got to sit and chat with her, and she was helping me with a few things that I was having trouble with in school. So she got to just sit there, just spill out so much knowledge and information to me. It was fantastic. Like in regards to conventions, those are probably like my best moments. Another more recently, I got to have, after a convention, I got to have dinner with Alex Soviak and Sergio Carrillo. Like that was fantastic. And Alex, if nobody knows, worked on Amazing Spider-Man forever. It's such a long run on Amazing Spider-Man. And then Sergio did the Action Bible. He also did stuff for DC Comics, but like what I knew him from was the Action Bible. It's a Bible done in comic book form.
The Action Bible in comic book form? Dude, send me a link to this. I'm curious now.
All right, I will. It's pretty
Please
cool.
do. Now you got, you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention. As they say in a popular film from the 2010s, if I remember correctly. That's incredible. And thank you for sharing those. I'm glad you got a chance to meet George Perez before he passed away. He's no longer with us. So RIP to the legendary one known as George Perez. All the other ones we've lost. Last year has been so many. Gosh. But with that being said, let's turn this frown upside down. I want to let you know that this episode of And I Quote, and every episode of And I Quote, is indeed powered by our good friends over there at Poddex. Now, Poddex are unique interview questions as well as episode starting prompts in the palm of your very own hand. So whether you are a new podcaster or existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience or get more engagement, you're going to want to check out our friends over there at poddex.com. Use the code RYAN10, that's RYAN10, for 10% off your first order. With that being said, Poddex wants to know, would you rather have unlimited sushi for life or unlimited tacos for life?
That is unlimited tacos. I mean, sushi's all right. I'm not a big fan, but tacos, I can eat tacos forever.
Okay. Fair. I can dig it. What would be the worst movie sequel ever made?
I don't know. Aren't we already up to like Ocean's 14 or something? Like, that needs to stop.
Well, as far as I know, there's the 4 in the quadrilogy starring George Clooney and company, and then there was the original with the Rat Pack back in the 50s, 60s, something like that.
Right.
So are you
The
referring
Rat
to?
Pack one? Oh, I'm speaking the more current one.
Okay, so you're referring to Ocean's 8 with Sandra Bullock?
There's a lot.
Well, there's not. Well, I'm not saying there's 8 Ocean's movies. What I'm saying is the name
Right.
of the film happens to be titled Ocean's 8.
Right.
That's because there's 8 people in that heist.
I'm not. It's you know, it didn't do it for me. I know it sounds weird, but it didn't do it for me. Which is funny because I've watched all 10 of the Fast and the Furious movies. Well, 9. I guess 9.
Oh
So,
boy. Have you seen Fast 10 yet?
I have not. It's one of the. So I don't necessarily go to see them at the theaters. I don't go to the theater very often, mostly because I don't like being in dark rooms with people.
Hey, fair enough.
The last one I saw, I think I took the kids to go see the Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Oh yeah.
Because classic, you know what I mean? It. If you've never seen it, it's literally, and you're a role player. It's literally your party.
All right. I saw the trailer for Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves with Chris Pine and company. I just never got around to seeing it, but I've heard it's really fun though. I've heard it's good.
Yeah, it's fun. It's entertaining. It's not too heavy in Dungeons and Dragons lore, so people aren't going to get lost. It's really entertaining just to watch.
That's fair. That's fair. Which celebrity chef would you most like to have them make you dinner?
Emerald.
Okay. That didn't take long, did it?
Nope.
No.
I think my wife would probably say Gordon Ramsay, but I don't know. Emerald's awesome. Either him or Bobby Flay, I guess. Bobby Flay's pretty cool.
All right. Throwing out some names there. I like that. How do I put this? What's the cheesiest movie moment or line that you can think of?
Cheesiest line. Ooh, that's a rough one. I don't know. I can't think of one.
All right, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always, if you think of something, you can always mention it later. It's not a big deal. No worries.
Okay.
But with that out of the way, would you rather go 30 days without something known as your phone or your entire life without dessert?
I do like my phone. I think I'd go without my phone. I don't know if I can go without dessert.
All right.
I'm a man who likes his food.
Okay. All right. Man knows what he wants and what got to accomplish certain things in life to get to it. So I got you. No qualms about that. Who or rather where would you haunt if you were a ghost?
Ooh. If I were a ghost.
Mm-hmm. Who or what would? Yeah. The question was who or where would you haunt?
Okay. Who I would haunt? I would haunt. It'd have to be where. I'd haunt the White House. That would just be so much fun.
All right. There you go. Interesting answers for some good old-fashioned questions from our good friends over there at Poddex. We absolutely love them to pieces, as one might say. Well, I do want to take this opportunity to say thank you to Jose Fuentes for being our guest on this episode of And I Quote. Jose, thank you for being here. It's been great sitting down with you, getting to know you a little bit. And also, congratulations on the latest Kickstarter for the Obsoletes, for you and your creative team over there. We wish you the best of luck with it all. And where can the person watching or listening to this follow you on social media to keep up with everything you got going on?
So the only social media I'm on Instagram at Jose A. Fuentes Art. And I'm on Facebook with the same name.
Cool. Simple and to the point. Well, we appreciate that. All those links can be found within the description down below of this episode of And I Quote. We want to say thank you once again to Jose Fuentes for being our guest. My name is Ryan of Neuroculture. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RyanRPM5. Make sure you're following us across all forms of social media at It's Neuroculture and on YouTube at Neuroculture Channel. All those links can be found in the description of this video, is where you can find out more information about Jose, the stuff he's working on, and Silverline Comics. Because my goodness, Roland Man knows how to make a catchphrase with that wristband and that accent of his. It just works. And hey, Jose and I are wearing the same suits, so that's Roland Man, you're welcome. Okay, we did you a favor. And no, he didn't pay me to wear this shirt. I wore it of my own accord. But listen, this has been great. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, smash that notification bell so you get notified when our videos go up. Also, we got a lot of great things coming your way very soon. Once we reach 1,000 subscribers, going to throw the biggest live stream you've ever seen in your life with returning guests, some special guests, as well as some special giveaways. So make sure you subscribe, tell 2 friends, because they're going to tell their friends, and they tell their friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. You know how these things go. And also, we're going on tour for Comic-Cons. The next stop on the tour is AwesomeCon in our nation's capital of Washington, D.C., June 16th through the 18th, followed closely by Shore Leave in Hunt Valley, Maryland, July 7th through the 9th, and then wrapping up the summer tour in GalaxyCon, July 28th through the 30th in Raleigh, North Carolina. Also, our next movie anniversary watch-alongs are coming up. We got Man of Steel on Sunday, June the 11th, followed by The Incredible Hulk on June the 12th. That's going to be on Sunday and Monday. And then at the end of June, you get June 27th, 30th anniversary watch-along of Rookie of the Year. I know, right? 30 years that movie's been around. Time flies when you're having fun, and time flies when you're watching great movies. I'm telling you, it's insane. So many things coming your way. We appreciate all your support. Remember, stay healthy, stay strong, stay safe, and life is better when reading. Take a look.
Famous Faces and Funnies in Melbourne, Florida is leading the way in pop culture fun. From comic books and graphic novels to Funko Pops and collector's items, Famous Faces and Funnies has it all. Rick Shea and the professional team at Famous Faces and Funnies are friendly and knowledgeable. Whether you're looking for toys, props, collector treasures, or a new comic book, Famous Faces and Funnies is your one-stop shop. To find Famous Faces and Funnies on Facebook and Twitter, just type at FFF Comics.
Sweet dreams they placed on me inside my mind. Chance my truth, twist the past, my memories are fading fast. Am I still missed? Who do you want me to be? Am I still missed?
Attention all sci-fi fans. We want to inform you about Shore Leave 43, the Baltimore region's largest fan-run science fiction convention. Travelers from every galaxy will find something special among the writing and science workshops, stargazing, and autograph sessions with some of your favorite actors. Don't miss the gaming sessions, and most of all, make time to spend with your fellow sci-fi fans. From the Star Trek universe, meet Star Trek Voyagers Robert Picardo and Robert Duncan McNeil. Chat with sci-fi legends Claudia Black and Ben Browder from Stargate SG-1 and Farscape. If you enjoyed comedy with your sci-fi, then stop in to talk with Penny Johnson-Gerald and Peter Macon from The Orville. Also scheduled to appear are Aliana Huffman from Riverdale, Bonnie Gordon from Star Trek Prodigy, and from Battlestar Galactica, Grace Park and Aaron Douglas. Sci-fi and fantasy writers David Mack, Michael Jan Friedman, Keith R.A. DiCandido, Kelly Fitzpatrick, and Derek Tyler Attico, along with many others, will be giving workshops, signing books, and talking with fans. Performing on stage will be the Boogie Nights, as well as the comedy improv group Luna Sea. Shore Leave 43 opens July 7th through the 9th at the Delta Hotels in Hunt Valley, Maryland. For more details, check on their website, www.shore-leave.com.
You've worked hard and written a great book. Now, it's time to give it a great cover. If you're an indie author or small press publisher, Plasmafire Graphics is your source for affordable cover illustration and graphic design. Plasmafire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you.
Good morning! Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.